sure that you're all right, Bella. Is there something on your mind? Something you want to talk to me about?
No, I really am fine. Thanks for asking.
Don't you want to have your mom come back into your life so we can all be one big happy family again?
Well, I actually have a new mom now, so I don't really think that's an issue for me anymore. You really don't need to. This means I'll be hearing from you again soon.
That's right. So just hold on a little longer because you're. What are you talking about, Bella? I never cheated on your father. How could you even say something like that? Is this another lie that you're
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Hey Donald, what time do you think you're coming home today?
Oh, I think I might be a little late, actually, so don't bother cooking dinner for me.
So I guess we're not eating dinner together again this week.
I'm sorry, but it's out of my hands, really. I just have a lot of meetings I need to attend.
Well, it seems to me like you might be going out just a bit too much lately. I mean, you're almost never home at all, not even on the weekends. You didn't even come to Brian's soccer game. Even though you promised him that you would be there for him, he was really upset about that.
Well, I already apologized to him, so that's been settled. Just how many times are you going to remind me of this, huh?
Actually, you didn't even apologize to him, you just did it to me. But I don't think that you've said a word about it to Brian at all.
Well, that's because by the time I get home, he's already asleep, so I can't talk with him. And in the morning, I'm too busy getting ready for work to be able to sit down and talk this out.
I really think that you have more time to talk to your son than you think. You need to make more time for him. You haven't done anything fun with him since he started school. He's always asking about when you're going to come home.
Well, he has to learn that adults have to work for a living. I mean, don't you realize that I'm providing for you and Brian? You both should be grateful for how hard I work for this family.
And we are really, really grateful for all that you do. But the fact is that you're a father and you need to be there for your son now. I know that you're busy, but we're both busy.
I'm sorry, but you're just a housewife with a part-time job. We are not the same. You aren't nearly as busy as I am.
I understand that, but we both need to be taking care of Brian. I mean, we're both his parents, you know that, right? And you know that in 10 years or so, Brian is probably going to move out. You need to make the most of the time that we have with our kids while they're still young.
And that will have you know that I care for him a lot, thank you very much. I just am not able to make time for him. Do you have any idea how hard it is earning enough to take care of a family?
Well, I really don't think that a child is going to be satisfied with that answer. And besides, you're always stopping to drink on the way home. Maybe you could not go out drinking with your colleagues for one night and just come home early instead? Or maybe the three of us could go out together somewhere for dinner together.
Okay then, if you really want to go out, how about we go and visit my parents on summer break? My mom is always saying she wants to see Brian.
Do you mean all three of us go visit your parents?
No, I mean just you and Brian go. I have too much to do here, so there's no way I'll be able to get that time off.
Well, if that's the case, I'd probably just take Brian to my parents' place instead.
Wait, what? But shouldn't you be going to visit my parents? I'm the husband after all.
If you come along with us, I'd be more than happy to spend part of the summer with your parents. But if you're not going to be there, then I'd rather visit my parents.
But why? Why would you want to do something like that?
Why? Well, would you want to spend the night at my parents' place if I wasn't there?
Okay, don't go changing the subject on me.
I'm not doing that at all. I'm just asking the same thing that you're asking of me. It's not that I have anything against your parents, but obviously if it's just going to be me, I'd rather go with my parents.
Wow, I really can't believe that you're just going to completely shun my parents like this.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think you can really tell me where I should go when you're not even going to be there. If you want to leave taking care of Brian to me, that's fine, but then do that.
You don't get it at all. The point is that you're my wife and you need to do what I say. Do you understand? This is one of your wifely duties and you better go through with it.
Wifely duties? Are you being serious right now? I don't even really know what to say. But I will tell you that this is an equal partnership and that I am nobody's servant.
I can't believe it's already this late in the day. I wasted my whole lunch break talking to you.
Well, I'm sorry to have done that. But anyways, just please try and spend more time with Brian. I mean it, you really need to win back his trust. This is really serious, okay?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing, thank you. I'll make time to be with him, I promise. Just quit bugging me about it all the time.
Hey, Donald, are you watching Brian like I asked you to?
Yeah, I am, don't worry.
Well, I'm really sorry that I had to leave the house so suddenly.
It's okay. I know that you really liked that professor and he just suddenly died, so it's good that you're at the funeral.
Yeah, man, I don't think anyone saw her passing coming at all.
I know. Didn't you tell me that she was still only just in her 50s? That's so young.
I know, but I guess that's just life. Anyways, how are things going with Brian? You remember that you told him that you were going to take him to the toy store to buy him some toys, right?
Yeah, I know what I said, but I don't think we're gonna be able to go.
Wait, really? Why not?
Because the little kid got sick. His fever is in the high 90s right now.
He has a fever? Are you sure about this? Is he okay?
Of course I'm sure, and yes, he's okay. I think that it's just a little cold. I gave him some medicine and put him to bed, though.
Well, I see. Do you think that we should take him to the hospital? I mean, I know that there are still some clinics that would be open this late.
You worry too much, Janet. The kid is going to be just fine. I'm with him, so there's nothing to worry about. He's just a little sick, but if he gets any worse, I'll be sure to take him to the doctor.
Okay, but just please keep a close eye on him, okay? I mean, you're really sure that he's okay?
I am telling you that he's fine. Man, you're persistent. Do you know that? Besides, I just woke up and I'm starving.
Okay then, but please just take good care of Brian, okay? By the way, your boss is here at the funeral.
Wait, my boss? Who are you talking about?
Mr. Vasquez?
Oh, really? What is he doing there?
Well, I guess that he knew my old professor, so that's why he's here at her wedding as well.
I see. Well, just don't say anything rude to him, got it? I don't need you screwing with my life from there.
I wasn't really gonna say anything, actually. He was the one who came over to greet me.
Well, just make sure that you go and shake his hand when you're about to leave.
Yeah, of course. By the way, I was gonna leave in the afternoon, so I probably won't come home until this evening. So please just take care of the house and Brian until then, okay? I promise to be home as soon as I can. Donald, I want you to answer the phone right now. What is going on? Did you go out to drink with your buddies again?
Man, you are such a pain. Do you know that? What is it? What do you want?
Have you even read any of the messages that I've been sending you? Brian's condition was so bad that I had to rush him to the ER.
Oh, I see. But are you already there? Is he being seen right now?
He is! So I want to know why you haven't come already since I sent messages about this already. Don't you care at all that our son is in the hospital?
Well, if he's already being treated and he's not going to die, I don't really see what the big deal is. Why would I go all the way to the hospital? It's not like if I go see him that he'll suddenly get better or something like that. I'm sure they'll let him out soon anyways.
Are you being serious right now? I asked you to watch over Brian. I thought that's what you were doing this whole time.
I know, but then I put him to sleep and I just thought that I'd step out for a little bit.
So you left our sick child home alone so that you could go out and drink?
Man, you were so annoying. Do you know that? I'll have you know that this isn't just for fun. This is work business. I got a sudden call and I had to go into work. You mean that your boss, Mr. Vasquez, called you in? Because I don't remember doing that. What in the world are you talking about? Put it together, man. It's me, Mr. Vasquez, your boss. Wait a second. This really you, Mr. Vasquez? Of course it is. You don't have any boss by any other name, do you? I really am so sorry, but I am just so confused as to why you're talking to me through my wife's phone. Well, you did hear that I was there at the funeral that your wife was at, yes? I heard that your son had a fever, and so I offered to drive your wife back to town so she wouldn't have to take the charter bus. I am so sorry for my wife making you do that. She shouldn't have been wasting your precious time, sir. The only person who's wasting other people's time here is you, Donald. Besides, you know very well that you don't have any work at all to do. So who told you to go into the office today? Well, I mean, I just thought that I would get a head start on our next big project is all. You see, I did this because I actually have a lot of drive. Let's see. Then I guess you won't mind if I check the office's security footage, right? After all, since you're in the office right now, surely you would show up, correct? I'm really sorry. That was a lie. Yeah, no duh. So how about you tell me where you are and what it is you're doing? I just got a little hungry, so I stepped out of the house to get something to eat, but that's really it. So while your child was suffering from a fever so bad they had to be taken to the ER, you went out to go buy a snack. How could you just leave your own kid at home alone like that? I really am so sorry about this, sir. I don't know what I was thinking. There's no excuse for what I've done. Well, I'm not the one that you should be apologizing to right now. How about you say those words to your wife and son? Now hurry up and get to the hospital. I won't leave this spot until you get here. Janet, are you there? When are you finally going to come back home?
Why in the world would I come home when you're not even going to be there the majority of the time?
Please. I'm already back home from work and I just want you two here. Just come home already, Janet.
I've already told you that that isn't going to happen, haven't I?
So you mean we're just always going to live separated like this from here on out?
No, because like I also told you, we are going to be getting a divorce. You are no longer someone I want to be in a family with.
Please don't say that, Janet. You have no idea how much that hurts me. Think of how hard I worked to provide for us.
You never worked for us. You only ever worked for yourself.
But I even apologized to Brian.
And he told you that he didn't forgive you for what you did, right?
I just thought that he might be a little mad at me, but that he would change his mind soon enough.
Do you have any idea how much water weight his body lost because of you? He is just a child, Donald. He could have died if your boss didn't get me home when I did. You could have at least called me and told me what you were doing. I just don't understand how you could let something like this happen. You know, it was actually Brian who called me while we were on the way home. His voice sounded so weak over the phone. I should have never trusted you to begin with.
No, don't be like that. Of course you can trust me. You have to know that you can. I really was watching him and I only stepped out for a second.
When are you finally going to stop making excuses for yourself, huh? Why can't you just let Brian and I leave in peace without you?
Oh, come on. I was going to take him to the ER as soon as I got back, but I was just hungry. I think you're blowing this way out of proportion.
Do you really think that this is the only reason why I'm divorcing you, Donald?
You mean there's more?
I've been thinking about divorcing you for a long time now, actually. But I just wanted to try and keep us together for Brian's sake. But now that I realize you don't care about him, it's better that I just take him away.
Of course I care about him. Please, bring him back. I'll play with him. I'll go to his soccer games, all of it, I swear.
It's too late for that. I don't want anything to do with you ever again. And frankly, I don't know if Brian is ever going to forgive you for what you've done to him.
But remember what you said? We only have a limited time with our children. You can't just take that away from me.
Oh, I am not taking it away from you, Donald. You have done that yourself. And I heard from Mr. Vasquez that you've just been a mess at work. You barely show up and you've been taking so much time off but spending none of it at home. In fact, I know that you just spend time with girls at bars getting drunk and flirting with waitresses.
I won't deny it, but you have to understand that I'll only do that as a way of relieving stress, and that's it.
I don't care what you have to say for yourself. I am sick and tired of all your lies and excuses that you've made up.
Please, I promise to be there more. I promise to actually watch over Brian, to play with him, to go to his soccer games. I'll do whatever you want of me.
And where were all of these words before when I was actually asking for these things? Now, the only thing that I want from you is a divorce. I don't love you. I don't want to be with you. I just want to spend the rest of my life as far from you as possible.
But I really am sorry for everything. I'm so sorry, Janet. You have to believe me. Please, don't just leave me like this.
I am not leaving you, Donald. You left us. I am just finally brave enough to walk away.
But please, can't you just come home for a little bit so that we can talk in person? I haven't been able to sleep at all. I felt sick and groggy, and I just need you to come back home for just a few months is all. I need someone to cook for me while I get over this.
You think that you're sick? You're asking me to take care of you? Is that supposed to be a joke?
Of course not. Who knows what might happen to me at this rate?
Well, you know what, Donald? That isn't my problem. You will sign the divorce papers, and then you will stay out of our lives. After that, I hired a lawyer who was able to drag Donald through the divorce process, kicking and screaming. It turns out that Donald really was sick, and he started puking his guts out and lost a bunch of weight. But it didn't change my mind one bit about what needed to be done. Finally, we were divorced, and I was able to make sure that Donald would pay child support. I heard from Mr. Vasquez that Donald had tried to take about a month off of work to recover, and that his performance is worse than ever now that he's back. I don't know what's going to happen to Donald next, but I don't really care, to be honest. According to Mr. Vasquez, however, he told me that Donald was basically going to be stuck in the same position he's in now for the rest of his career if he decided to still work for him. Either way, Donald has made these decisions, and now he will have to live with the consequences. Of course, there's still a lot that I'm worried about for him, but I'm glad to be so close with my parents, who I know will do a good job of taking care of him when I need their help. I try not to rely on them too much, but they know how little help I got with Donald, and they're always trying to offer a helping hand to me. I know that one day Brian might decide that he wants to have a relationship with his father, and I won't stop him if that day ever comes. But for now, I need to make sure that Brian grows up healthily and with good role models. And for now, that means keeping him away from his lecherous father. At least, not if I can do anything about it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Jeff! You'll never guess what. I just got a great wedding gift from Jessica.
Hey, Sarah. Did you really? Well, what did she get you?
Well, since Jessica works at a beauty parlor, she was able to get me this really nice-looking hairdryer. It's really great and I really love it. My hair will be so soft and silky smooth now. When we finally move into our new place together, you can use it too if you want.
When we move into our new place together?
Yeah, Jeff. You know, after our wedding, when we're going to be moving in together, aren't we? I know that we've been pretty busy and that we haven't been able to get around to that yet, but...
Oh, yeah, right. Well, man, you know what? I actually really don't feel so good all of a sudden.
Oh, really? Jeez, what, are you okay? Well, you did end up going out with a couple of friends last night, didn't you? Could it be that you're hungover or something?
No, it isn't that. I've just been doing a lot of thinking lately, that's all.
Oh, I see. And what is it that you've been thinking about?
I've just been wondering about if it would be harder for us to go out like that once we get married. And thinking about it just made me feel a little bit lonely is all. Lonely and down.
Well, sure, but it's not like we have kids or anything like that just yet. Besides, if you're just going to be going out and drinking with friends and stuff, then it should be fine, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you probably wouldn't like it if I was leaving the house and going out all the time, right?
Well, yeah, if you were always busy and out of the house, then I'd be upset, to be honest. But going out every now and then is just fine. I mean, I'll also want to hang out with my friends too, of course.
Yeah, but once we get married, then we won't have the freedom that we used to have. Do you know what I mean? And then once we have kids, things will get even worse and more restrictive. Oh man, this whole thing is really going to suck.
But I'm saying that we won't have to worry about kids for a while. There's no rush and plenty of time.
But still, it makes me sad just thinking about it. I guess I'm just thinking too much about all the things that I'm used to doing that I won't be able to do anymore.
Hey, Jeff, you're not getting cold feet now, are you? We are about to get married after all. You okay?
Well, I guess I'm just feeling a little bit nervous about everything right now is all. Yeah, that's probably it.
I understand how you're feeling. I'll be sad about having to move away from my parents too, you know? But there will be lots of people coming all this way just to see us. So we should at least put on a happy face for the wedding, okay?
I know. I'll do what I have to.
Jeff, are you sure you're okay? You're not having any regrets, are you? About the marriage, that is.
No, of course not. No regrets here.
Are you sure?
And how could you even think of asking me that? Don't you trust me, Sarah?
Well, it's just that you sometimes get really excited about the idea of doing something, but when it comes to actually doing it, you can really lose your motivation really easily. I was just wondering if you were having regrets about getting married all of a sudden.
But I'd be an asshole if I backed out of it now. Or at least that's probably what everyone would be thinking of me.
To be honest, the timing of it wouldn't look that great on you, yeah?
Exactly. But it'll all be okay. I'm just a bit nervous. That's it.
Well, okay. I really do hope that's all it is.
Anyways, I am looking forward to this wedding.
Hello, I am so sorry for texting so early, but do you happen to know where Jeff is? Oh, Sarah, why'd you ask? Did that boy run off somewhere? Well, I just can't seem to get a hold of him is all. Oh my, that Jeff. He's always been so hard to pin down. I mean, honestly, it's one thing to avoid your own mother, but if you can't even get in contact with him, well, I'm just sorry about all of this, dear. It's not a problem. I'm just a little worried about Jeff is all. You know, whenever my Jeff gets obsessed with something, he has a tendency to just disappear from the world. I imagine he's probably just absorbed in some video game or something silly like that. Well, there have been other times where I haven't been able to get in contact with him for 2 or 3 days at a time, but this time it just feels different. It's been 5 days since I last talked to him. 5 days? You think that's strange too, right? I was beginning to wonder if I should reach out to the police. Hold on, I just talked to Jeff 2 days ago. He's supposed to help me into the dress the day of the wedding. I messaged him to confirm the time. Oh, yeah, that's right, I forgot that he was doing that. Then I guess that means he must be alright after all. But then I wonder why he isn't responding to my messages. Do you think he's been acting strange lately? Or did you two get into a fight? No, we haven't been fighting or anything like that. I did get the sense that he might have been starting to get cold feet, though. I swear, that boy can be so wishy-washy. It's a bit shameful, if I'm honest. Well, I completely understand why he might be a bit nervous. I'm also sad to be leaving my parents. But you're his fiancé, and you're saying that you two haven't talked in such a long time. He still won't respond to you, even if you message him on WhatsApp? Yeah, the messages aren't even being marked as read anymore. Oh, just what the hell is that kid up to? I knew it. Something did happen. I tried to check in on him at his apartment, but when I got there, it looked like no one was home. And you don't have a key to his place? He would never give me one. He doesn't seem to like it when people barge into his space unannounced. Even though you two are getting married, he hasn't given you a key to his place? Oh, what should I do? Could you try and get in touch with him for me, please? Oh, I will. And when I do, I will be sure to give him such a talking to. Oh, that boy. Well, for now, I'd just really like to know whether he's safe or not. That's the only thing I care about, really. Oh, you are such a sweetheart, Sarah, really. I cannot believe my good-for-nothing son has such a sweet fiancé worrying about him. You really ought to set him straight, too.
Hello, Sarah. Are you there?
Jeff? Is that really you? Jeff, oh my god, where the hell have you been? I couldn't get in touch with you. I was getting worried.
No, I'm afraid this isn't Jeffrey.
You're not Jeffrey? I'm sorry, who am I speaking to?
This is his mother. This would just be a moment, dear. Unfortunately, poor Jeff is in a coma and it's very, very serious.
He's in a coma?
Yes, in a coma. He was hit by a car. So, if you could please be so kind as to cancel the wedding. In this state, it would only bring you pain and misery to be with my boy now. So, go on. Forget about my son and go find your own happiness out there, dear. It'll be hard, but I know if anyone can do it, you can, Sarah.
Are you really sure you're his mother?
Of course I am. And as Jeffy's mother, I thought that I had to be the one to tell you all about this terrible tragedy. So you don't need to worry about calling or coming here ever again. Just forget all about us and move on with your life, dear. It's really for the best.
But I'm Jeff's mother.
I beg your pardon?
I'm saying that I'm Jeff's mother, Sophia.
Excuse me? Just what kind of game do you think you were playing? Why in the world would I be with Sarah?
Oh, so you don't believe me. In that case, how about we talk about how you kept peeing the bed until you were 12? Or we can think back to the time that you stuffed a Lego so far up your nose that we had to take you to the hospital. I know that is you on the other side of this, Jeff. What the hell do you think you're doing, honestly?
Wait, Mom, why are you with Sarah?
The poor dear came crying to me about how she couldn't get in contact with you no matter what she tried. She was so worried that she came all the way here to see your father and I. She thought that if there was anyone in the world you might call, it would probably be your parents.
I'm sorry. She did all that?
Jeffrey, do you not realize that you're the bad guy in all of this? Just what was it that you were trying to pull right now? What do you think you were doing, pretending to be me and trying to break off your own wedding?
Relax, Mom. It was just a joke.
You're a worm, Jeffrey.
I'm a worm? Mom, you can't say that. I'm your son.
And such a pathetic one at that. I heard all about how you dropped off the grid and began ignoring Sarah once you started to get cold feet about the wedding. How could you, Jeffrey? How could my own act so cowardly?
But Mom, I'm really scared. I was just feeling like things were really going to change after we got married. And I was scared that I might end up losing my freedom once it happened.
Of course your life changes when you get married. Did you really propose to Sarah without ever once considering that? I am so ashamed of you right now. I can't even bear the thought of facing Sarah or her parents. How could you have done this?
Well, I thought that if I broke the wedding off this way, it would spare her feelings. If I had just called off, then Sarah would have been crushed. I would never want to do that. So really, I was just doing all of this for her sake. Do you see where I'm coming from?
You're a real piece of work, did you know that? I'm handing the phone over to Sarah, and you better apologize to her right now. This is Sarah?
Please, you've got to understand.
Tell me, Jeff, what is it that I have to understand?
It's not you, it's me. And I'm just too scared to get married.
And so I should just forgive you, just like that? We just caught you trying to lie to me, as your own mother.
But I only did it because I thought it would be for the best. I did it all for you. I thought that if I just told you that I didn't want to get married, that it would hurt your feelings.
And you thought that this wouldn't do exactly that? What makes me the most angry, however, isn't the lying or the dragging your feet. It's that you really thought that I was the type of woman to fall for this crap.
Well, I didn't know you and my mom were so close.
Even if we do break off our wedding, did you really think that we were dating all this time and I had never once bothered to go and meet your parents? I go over to visit them all the time. And that's how we found you out, you idiot.
Well, anyways, I would like to call off the wedding.
Oh, trust me, the feeling is very, very mutual. Go on then, cancel the wedding, Jeff.
Are you serious, Sarah? Thank you so much. Oh, you big time. You don't even know what you're doing for me. Thank you.
But only if you explain things to all our parents.
Do I really have to? After all, my mom already knows, so...
But my parents don't, Jeff. I'm going to gather all our parents together, and then you are going to give them a proper explanation of what's going on. I think you can at least handle that much, don't you?
Wait, are you being serious right now?
You can thank your mom for all of this, by the way. She told me I was being much too kind to you, so I decided that would change. Hey, you said that you needed to go to the bathroom over 15 minutes ago. Wow, did you seriously run away just now?
Sarah, there's no way I was staying there. This is way too much for me to deal with. I can't take it anymore. My mom is already pissed, but my dad is practically ready to tear me limb from limb. If I stayed there, I'd be a dead man. You have to understand, please.
But you do know that you're just making things worse by running away, don't you? Especially with your dad. He really looks like he's ready to explode.
Yeah, that sounds like him. My dad has always had such a short fuse. What am I supposed to do? Sarah, you already said we could cancel the wedding, so can't we just end things here and be done with it all? There's no point in dragging this out any longer than it has to be.
Oh, of course, I completely agree with you. There's not even a microscopic part of me left that would ever in a million years want to marry you now, Jeff.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. So let's just end things here. What's even the point of bringing in our parents when this is something private that should be taken care of just between the two of us?
I hear you. If you want all of this done and over with, all you have to do is return the money we've put into the wedding on top of all the money I've ever lent you. And I do mean all of it.
But you want that money back?
Yeah, that's what I just said, isn't it?
And you want all of it back?
It really has built up over all this time, hasn't it? How much do you think it's at now? At first, I didn't mind because, of course, I figured we'd be getting married. But now, I'll be needing all of it back after the wedding is canceled.
Sarah, that's not fair. He knows how much that amount is by now. It has got to be something huge. You know damn well that I don't have that kind of money.
By my calculations, I think it's fair to say that you owe me at least $50K, don't you? Though I doubt you could afford that with your measly paychecks.
Wait. Just hold on a sec.
No, I don't think I will. Tell me, do you really want your parents even angrier with you than they are now? Because I'm showing them all of these messages just so you know.
Please, Sarah. We don't need to be doing all of this. The main issue is canceling the wedding, right? That's what we should be focusing on. We're not even married, so why can't we just break up and call it off? Everyone is overreacting to all of this. Why can't you just see my side of things?
Do you know how much money and effort I've put into this relationship up until now? We are well past being able to sneak out of this just because it's before the wedding. Besides, the real issue at hand is that you tried to trick me with your pathetic little lie.
But I told you, Sarah. I only lied because I was trying to protect you. I promise that that's what I was doing.
Well, it did not feel that way to me in the slightest. I only feel like I was lied to by you. Not only that, but I feel like my parents were lied to by you.
But
what is it that you don't understand about this? You really aren't even worth the effort, are you? Do you know that you're making your own mother cry? How can you live with yourself?
where the hell am I supposed to get 50K from? Everyone already knows that I don't make that much.
That's perfectly all right. Your dad said that he would help you with that problem.
Did he really actually say that? You sure that that's what he said?
That's right, his words.
That's my dad. Even after all this, he's still going to come through for me.
He said he'd be shipping you off to work at that company your relatives own. He said that they have lots of night shifts and it would be a good way for you to pay back everything you owe me through some honest, hard work.
He said what?
And he told me to tell you that you better pay back all that money even if it takes your whole life to do so. By the way, they're going to be taking away your phone and your wallet. And since the company is located on a remote island, there will be no chance of escaping. You will never, ever be free until you have paid me back every single cent of what you owe me.
Wait, you can't be serious about this. This is ridiculous. My parents wouldn't do all that to their own son, would they? This is impossible. It can't be happening.
Well, if they didn't, then you would just run away again. Isn't that right, Jeff? Your dad really did think of the best way to make sure that you paid everything back without being able to cut and run like you normally would.
But that company belongs to one of my uncles. I heard they do some kind of construction on the coast of some tiny little island somewhere. They would never seriously make me work there, right?
I know, isn't it great? Your dad is doing so much thinking ahead for you. You should feel so lucky. By the way, he said that you leave on Wednesday. Good luck with the new job.
This Wednesday? I leave that soon?
Well, I do want my money back as soon as possible, after all. And your dad said I wouldn't have to wait all that long, so I really am grateful.
But they can't just ship me off to some tiny little island. There's no way I could handle that, not in a million years. And on top of that, I won't even be able to see my friends before I leave.
Well, it's already been decided, so tough. Man, you really can be so stubborn sometimes, you know that? Don't worry, me and your mom will tell all your friends about what happened to you. And all the things you did that landed you on your tiny little island. Your friends will know all about it.
But you don't even know any of my friends' numbers.
Well, we'll just use your phone then, since your parents will be taking it from you anyways, that is.
But you don't even know who my friends are on my phone.
Well, you are on Facebook, aren't you? Maybe I'll just make a new post and let everyone know all at once.
Please, no. Then people who have nothing to do with this at all will know all about it. Stop this.
Oh, what's the matter? Everyone might know your dirty little secret. But who cares? It's not like you'll be seeing any of them anytime soon while you're off working to pay off your debts.
I'm begging you, please stop.
It's too late for that. Your mom told me I had to put you in your place, and so now I am. Enjoy your life on the island. Jeff never returned home that day. His parents began to search desperately for him everywhere. Then, one day, I suddenly got a secret message from an acquaintance who will go unnamed. They told me that they had found where Jeff was staying. He had gone to crash at the home of one of his buddies from high school. This acquaintance, however, thought that Jeff wasn't looking so good and ended up making a call to his parents. Well, Jeff's dad rushed right over to where his son was staying and dragged him all the way back home. One of the first things his parents had done was to sell all of his belongings, but that wasn't enough to cover even a sixth of the amount that Jeff still owed me. So, after all of that, he was finally shipped off to that island to work for his uncle's company. And if he can't raise the money he needs to pay me back, there's no way that he'll ever make it back to New York. Since both his phone and his wallet were taken from him, escape from the island is impossible for Jeff. He did some awful things just to preserve his freedom, and now he is trapped on an island with no means of escape. Life can be kind of funny like that. As for me, well, of course, I was in a bit of a shock at first, but now I'm doing my best to just forget all about Jeff. So, to all those people out there who are engaged and waiting to be wed, I say this. If a few days before your wedding your fiancé starts acting weird, you better watch out. However, I really do hope that no one else would ever do anything as stupid as what Jeff did.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Tom, are you there? I was just curious if you were already on your way home. You said that you were going to be back earlier tonight, and I already made dinner. Are you still at the office right now?
Oh, hey, Diane. Sorry about this, but I'm not going home tonight, got it?
What do you mean by that? What about dinner? You're not going to come home to eat?
No, and don't need or want to eat your cooking anyways. So you can go ahead and just eat by yourself.
Tom, why couldn't you have told me any of this earlier? It would have saved me a lot of time and effort.
Well, it's not my fault. I still have work that needs to be doing here, and so I can't leave.
So you really couldn't send me even a single text telling me that you were going to be coming home late?
No, shut up. Why are you always nagging me? So I forget to send you one little text and now all of a sudden I'm the villain here. Do you have any idea how hard I work to provide for you and I? All the sacrifices that I make?
I'm not trying to say that you don't work hard for us, Tom. I'm just saying that this is happening more and more frequently. And I just want you to be a little more careful in the future is all.
I know what I'm doing, thank you very much. In fact, the only reason I don't want to tell you anything is because I know how you'll get.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that anytime I make even the slightest mistake, you always just get all aggro and start coming after me. I mean, remember the other day when I wasn't going to go with you to the store? You practically cornered me asking where I was going instead. It's like I'm not allowed to have even a minute of time to myself.
I was only asking if you had any other place since it was both of our days off.
And I'm telling you that I just need a little bit of freedom and some breathing room. Is that really so bad? You don't know what it's like since you work a part-time job. You have plenty of free time.
Do you actually think I really have so much free time to do whatever I want?
I know that you have it a lot easier than I do, and that's a fact. You took the easy way out just being a housewife. Do you know that? Man, women have it so easy.
You know that I don't mind going out to find a full-time job if that's what you're trying to tell me.
And if you and I were both working full-time, then just who would be taking care of things at home, huh?
Well, there would certainly have to be some changes around here, but we would help each other out around the house with those kinds of things.
That's what I thought you were going to say, and that's why I decided to make you my housewife in the first place. Besides, even if you did get a job, it's not like you'd be able to make any more than me. So that's why it's just easy to have you staying in the house doing all of the cooking and cleaning and all of that.
But you do realize that between my part-time job and all the work that I do at home, that I'm also practically working full-time, right?
Oh my gosh, are you really going to draw a comparison? How about you try claiming that when you are actually keeping the house all clean? If you're so eager to work, then you can start by doing a better job around the house.
Okay, fine then. If that's what you want, then I should be able to do that.
Do what? Find a job or do a better job cleaning up around the house?
You know what? Never mind, it really doesn't even matter at this point. You mean you really think that I'm only useful as your housewife and only working part-time?
Let's be real, Diane. You're already in your mid-30s now. You really don't have much else going for you besides your ability to keep a house clean.
I see. And what would happen if I stopped being your useful little housewife, huh?
Oh, I think you can probably take a few guesses at what's in store for you if you do that. Once you're not able to serve me anymore, that's the day that you and I get a divorce.
Wow, you really just came out and said it, huh?
If you didn't want to hear the truth, then you shouldn't have asked in the first place. I'm tired from a long day of work, and I really don't need someone like you always getting on my back.
Hey, Tom, are you there? I was just curious about where you are right now.
Where do you think I am? Still at work, of course. Do you really need me to tell you this?
Well, it was just that I was just talking to the neighbors and they said that they happened to see you.
The neighbors said that they saw me? And just where did they happen to see me?
They said that they saw you in that new mall that opened up in the town over.
You do know that today is a weekday, don't you? Why in the world would I be at an outlet mall on a day when I have work? I think they just saw someone that looked like me.
Are you sure about that, Tom? Because they said the person that looked like you was walking, holding hands with another woman.
Well, that's just all the more proof that it isn't me, isn't it? If you really don't believe me, why not try giving my office a call? When you do that and realize that I've been telling you the truth this whole time, you're gonna have to be punished.
And just how or why should I be punished for checking in?
Oh, I still haven't thought of how exactly you would need to be punished, but just know that something is going to come. Probably a divorce.
Really? You'd really divorce me over doing just that? Do you really want to divorce me so badly?
I don't want to do anything, Diane. But you're the one acting up and forcing my hand when you do this. Besides, I know that thing that you fear the most is me leaving you, right?
And just what makes you think that's my greatest fear?
I mean, you're a woman in your mid-30s. Surely you know what a divorce at your age would do to your life, right? And you only work a part-time job with hardly any savings of your own to speak of. Do you really think that anyone is ever going to want to be with a washed-up old hag like you if we get a divorce? You were lucky when I came around in the first place, do you know that?
Why do you always have to try and put me down like this, Tom? I really just don't see the point. And I still can't figure out what's changed with you. You never used to talk to me like this before.
Well, if you're upset about it, you should know that it's only because you've lost the charms that you used to. You used to be way prettier when we were younger. But I guess maybe all you had going for you really was youth, and maybe I'm just figuring that out now.
I really just don't understand what's gotten into you to act this way, Tom.
What are you talking about? Acting like what? I'm not acting like anything at all.
I just really don't know if I'm going to be able to keep living with you like this.
So then you're saying that you want to get a divorce? That's fine with me if that's what you want. You should know it isn't going to bother me at all.
If you don't like me anymore, then you can just come out and say it, Tom.
You really just don't get it, do you? We've been married for over 5 years now. This is so much more than just liking or not liking someone. This is about having a functioning relationship as a man and wife.
Well, I suppose at least now I can say that I understand your side of things.
But don't worry. I know that you're not actually strong enough to walk away from me. So maybe you should quit with all this attitude and just do as I say. If you don't, there'll be serious consequences for you. Got it? Hey, Diane, are you there? You need to go out and get me a bunch more pajamas. What you brought me here is way too few. Honestly, what is the matter with you? It's like you're trying to sabotage me here. The doctor said that even with physical therapy, there's a chance I won't be able to use my left leg ever again.
So then that means that you'll pretty much have to spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair, right?
That is what it sounds like to me. But at least it's a good thing that I'll have you to do all the work that I can't do.
Does this mean that you still don't have any feeling in that leg of yours at all?
Yeah, I keep poking it, and I can barely feel anything at all. You must be feeling really, really bad for me, right? Then again, I guess it was me who should have been more careful in the first place. After all, I guess there are people out there who have it much more worse than I do when it comes to these kinds of things. By the way, I was just curious. Did I hear you and your mom laughing in the hallway the other day while I was there?
Oh, that, yes, actually, we were laughing. My mom just told me a really funny story that I hadn't heard. And we ended up laughing a bit in the hallway is all.
I see. So you two think that it's okay to tell your little jokes and laugh while I'm stuck in this hospital bed paralyzed? And then after that, did you end up going somewhere else with your mom? She probably told you off or something, didn't she?
No, she didn't have anything to tell me off about. But we did have a long talk, and she gave me some good advice.
I can't believe that I ended up married to such a useless woman. I just feel sorry for your parents who've had to deal with you for even longer. But it's just so terrible to know that even after all this time, I can't even rely on my wife to be there for me.
Tom, I don't really think that's fair. I want you to know that I'm going to try and be there for you as best as I can.
Oh, really? So, does this mean that you're finally going to do what I say when I say it? After all, I know that things look bad now, but if you just do what I say, we can get through this.
Well, that certainly does sound nice, but...
But nothing. That's my first order to you. I don't want to deal with your attitude anymore, do you understand? Also, I'm probably going to lose my job given the state that I'm in, which means that you'll have to start providing for the both of us. You'll be helping me out for the rest of your life. Diane, where are you? What are you doing right now?
What is it, Tom? What's the matter?
What's the matter? Is this supposed to be some kind of joke? Do you really not know what I'm going to say? Why aren't you coming to visit me in the hospital? If you don't come, I'm going to tell my mom that you're ignoring me. Now, hurry up and get over here with all those things that I told you that I needed over here.
I'm sorry, Tom, but I just don't think that I'm going to be able to do that for you. The truth is that your mom and I are on a vacation together right now. We're not going to be back until this weekend, actually.
Wait. What is that supposed to mean? You know I'm in the hospital right now, don't you?
Oh, of course we know that.
This has got to be some kind of joke, right? I mean, there's no way that my mom would go along with something like this. It can't be right. Why on earth would you two go and take a trip together while I'm stuck in the hospital like this?
Actually, if you really want to know, it was your mom who suggested that we do this trip in the first place.
My mom was the one who suggested that you two go and take this trip in the first place? But that doesn't make any sense. Why would she do that?
She said that she wanted to give me a reward for all my hard work. She told me that she knows how difficult it is putting up with you, and that she knows how hard I've been trying to keep up.
Oh, come on. There's no way that my mom would say that to you about me. You're lying to me and I know it.
It's really not a lie at all, Tom. Did you really think that your own mom doesn't know what kind of a man you are? She also knows all about the affairs you've been having behind my back.
Wait, what? What is that supposed to mean? What affairs?
I mean the fact that you've been cheating on me with someone from your office, right? In fact, you two were in the car, driving and fooling around when you got into the accident, right?
What in the world are you talking about? Have you hit your head or something? I really have no idea what any of this is about.
Ugh, come on, Tom. There's no use in lying at this point. I even have proof that you've been cheating on me. Remember when our neighbor said that they had seen you at the mall? Well, I was really trying to think about what actually might have happened. And then I thought about it and realized that you never used to work this kind of overtime. And that it was only recently that you started coming home so late. Then I started putting two and two together and decided that it would be best to hire a private investigator.
So then you just hired some guy to follow me around and write down my every move?
I know that you might think it was wrong of me, but then again, you were the one cheating and I think I had a right to know. So anyways, my PI got back to me and told me that he found proof that you were cheating on me. So, ever since then, I've just been getting things ready for our divorce. I just hope you know you can only blame yourself for this.
But this isn't fair. The accident and the affair had nothing to do with each other at all.
I'm not so sure about that. After all, I could hear it in your mom's voice how bad she felt for me.
When did you and Mom even talk about all of this?
Well, if you really want to know, when my mom came over and then she took me out, it was actually for lunch with your mom. She said she had something she wanted to tell us, and that's when she came clean about all of this. But I don't blame your mom. She clearly cares about you and didn't want to overstep, but it was also clear how much worried she was for me. And I told her all about some of the things that you said to me, and she was just shocked at how you treated me. In fact, you're the one always saying that you think your mom is going to chastise me for not listening to you, but how many times has she told you that you need to treat me better?
Oh, please. You just don't get it. My mom doesn't really care about you at all. She's just putting up a front to make you feel better is all.
Oh, really? Because that's not the impression I got while she was talking about how you were cheating on me. In fact, your mom was saying all about how you've always only ever thought about yourself.
How could she say that about her own son? What's the matter with her?
You know, I think that if I was in your mom's position, I would probably say the same thing, actually. After all, you've been horrible. You look down on me, insult me, cheat on me. Actually, do you want to know what your mom really told me? She told me she would understand if I didn't want to stick around to take care of you.
Hold on a second. Did she really say that? Doesn't she know that if you don't help me out, my life will practically be over?
Yes, I think we all know that. But I can't really think of one good reason you've given me to stay with you.
How can you say that? You're my wife, aren't you? Of course you're supposed to stay with me. It's till death do us part, right?
Oh, I think the love we had for each other died a long time ago. We've just been going through the motions for a while now. I was hoping that one day we would just naturally slip into finding ourselves as a happy family, but oh well. So you should know that when I get back from this trip, I'm going to start the divorce process.
So then, you are really just going to leave me when I'm at my absolute lowest?
There you again, talking to me as if you need me when you really just want someone to do work for you.
I knew that you had a couple of screws loose, but I didn't think that you'd actually be so cruel as to just abandon your husband like this.
You can say whatever you'd like, Tom, but the fact is that you've been nothing but disrespectful and dishonest with me. And the whole time that we've been married, I didn't think you said a single word of apology to me either.
Diane, please, think about what you're doing right now. I mean, we're still husband and wife. And who knows, I might even be able to keep my job after all of this. And when that happens, then you're really, really going to regret leaving me. Do you know that? And so I think that it's best if you just stay as my wife.
So you think I should just stay with you, hoping that you'll get better with no guarantee that you will? Because I was talking to the doctors and none of them are very hopeful for your recovery, you know? And I actually have some interviews lined up for full-time work for myself. Though if I get them, I certainly won't be wasting any time or energy on you. Even if I don't get those jobs, I'll still figure something out. I don't need you anymore.
Do you mean you really think that you'll be able to make it all alone in the real world? You have no idea what it's like out there at all.
I know plenty of divorced women who lead happy lives now that they're separated from their husbands.
I'm telling you that it's not going to go well for you. You're going to fail. And then you're going to be poor and sad and lonely for the rest of your life.
I don't really need to be rich or anything like that at all. But as long as I'm not stuck with you for the rest of my life, that's all that really matters. So anyways, it sounds like you've got some serious thinking to do. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this vacation. I'll see you when I get back for the divorce. After that, I enjoyed my vacation and did start the divorce process once I got back. Of course, Tom tried to fight the process everywhere he could. But with all the evidence of his affair, he was only delaying the inevitable. Apparently, not even his own mother went to go and visit him after we all got back. Meanwhile, rumors were spreading about Tom at his work because of his affair. In the end, they were both fired for it. I also sued them both for the affair and was given quite the payout for my troubles. I really have no idea what Tom is up to now. I made a point to try and block him on everything after the divorce, and I've never looked back since doing that. Now, working a full-time job, I'm concentrating on myself and rediscovering who I am. If I happen to find love on this journey of mine, then that would be just fine. But I'm not in any rush. For now, I'm just taking life one day at a time. I still keep in touch with Tom's mother now and then, but I insist she not tell me anything about that man at all. After all was said and done, however, I still felt like I wouldn't be able to move past what I had been through living in the same place. I've decided to pack up my life and move to a new town through a transfer program in my new company. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Hey Rick, are you there? I was just wondering if the bill for my taxes hadn't reached your house yet.
Oh yes, it did get delivered to my house, but I want to know just what the heck you think you're doing. We're divorced, so why in the world are you trying to get me to pay your taxes? I was the one that moved away, so I know that this isn't some kind of mistake.
Oh, of course it isn't a mistake at all, Rick. After all, I was the one who sent all of that to you in the first place.
I had a suspicion that this all might have been you. But I still don't understand what will make you do something like this. I mean, you realize these are the documents you use to pay your taxes, right? You kind of need these to, well, pay them.
What are you talking about? I don't need them at all. Haven't you given them a thorough reading over?
Look, I don't know what kind of game you're trying to get at here, but the fact is that you and I are divorced. These aren't my tax documents and I'm not going to look at them.
But why won't you just take a small glance at them? After all, how are you going to know how much you'll have to pay? Then you'll be the one in trouble.
And just how do you figure that I'll be the one in trouble? That doesn't even make any sense.
Of course you're going to be in trouble. After all, you only have until the deadline in those papers to pay it all or else you'll get penalized.
No. You really have no idea what you're talking about at all right now, right? I don't live with you, so why would I pay your taxes? It doesn't make sense. I mean, is this supposed to be your idea of a prank or something?
You do know that you and I have only been divorced for about 6 months, right? And that for the first part of the year, you and I were still living together, right?
Of course I know that. But I really don't think that that has anything to do with what we're talking about now.
You mean you still aren't able to figure it out? We both were living in this house together. That means that you have an obligation to pay taxes with me. Don't you get it?
Now hold on just one second there. Are you really being serious about all of this? This really isn't a joke or a prank or anything like that at all?
I already told you that I was being serious and that this wasn't a joke at all. I don't get why you can't seem to understand this, Rick. But it doesn't really matter as long as you shut up and pay me my money. If you do that, then we won't need to talk about this anymore.
That really isn't the issue that I'm worried about here. I want to know why you think that's how taxes work at all. Honestly. I pay my taxes and you pay your taxes. That's how it's always been. I don't need to pay for your taxes.
You really don't know what you're talking about at all, and that proves it. Besides, if you don't pay those, then I'll be in serious trouble. Is that what you want?
What I want is to have nothing to do with you either way, actually. Besides, I don't know why you thought sending me these documents was going to make me pay. It just isn't going to work.
But why not? I thought that if I sent them to you that you'd pay for it all. Have you still not looked at them? Do you even look at them? Did you throw them away or something?
No, I didn't throw your tax forms away. But I did write return to sender on the ladder and put it back in the mailbox. So they should be arriving to you shortly. Just make sure you pay what you owe.
No, that's not going to happen, and nobody can make me do that. You are going to pay it off for me. And when they do arrive back here, I'm just going to send them all back to you anyways. So, what do you think about that? I won't ever stop until you've paid every last cent that is being asked of me. Got it?
And I'm telling you that I'm just not going to pay for anything if you keep doing that. Besides, you don't even make that much money, so I can't imagine that you're even being asked to pay all that much. Just pay your taxes and then be done with this whole silly thing.
I am telling you that I just can't do that. I'll pay next time though, so just do this for me, okay? Do it, or else I'll never ever forgive you.
Sasha, I also can't and won't pay your taxes for you. This is something that you need to do. You and I need to talk about this if this is the way you're going to be acting.
Okay, Rick, this little game of yours has gone on for long enough. It is time that you pay for my taxes. Stop ignoring them and pay them already.
I'm not ignoring your taxes, Sasha. I'm ignoring you. Can't you see that? Besides, I already told you that I wasn't going to be paying your taxes for you no matter how many times you sent them to me. But if I can be honest with you, it's starting to get pretty annoying having to return it over and over again.
Well, I told you that I was going to make you pay my taxes if it was the last thing that I do. Did you not think that I was being serious?
I don't really care what empty threats you make to me about something you can't make me do. Besides, have you noticed that the envelopes you've been forwarding me are all marked as urgent or late? I think you really need to quit messing around and pay these.
Oh, please, what does that even mean? What can they actually even do to me?
Come on, Sasha. There's no need to act like a child. You could get in serious trouble for not doing this.
But it's not fair! I've already worked hard enough for what I got. That's why I'm coming to you for this anyways. So you pay those taxes and any late fees that they have with them.
I'm sorry, but that is not the way to ask for something that you want at all. But whatever. I don't really even know why I'm bothering with you. But consider this my way of telling you that you're late on your taxes. And I do mean your taxes. You and I aren't married anymore, and I don't owe you anything. Do you understand?
You think that just because we're divorced that you don't have to do anything for me at all? We've only been apart for 6 months.
6 months? Don't tell me that you actually don't even make enough money now to cover your own expenses. Why are you unable to pay this?
I have debts and loans and all kinds of things that basically mean I'm in a very tight spot financially.
You have debts? I don't think that I knew that. Just how much do you owe?
I don't know, something like $30,000 or something, I guess.
Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? I mean, when you and I got divorced, we split our assets, remember? Are you really telling me that you've gone through all of that and took out a $30,000 loan on top of that?
And just what business of yours is it what I choose to do with my life? I can do whatever I want. We're not married anymore, remember?
I see. So that rule only applies to you and not me, is that right? I already told you that I don't have or want anything to do with this anymore. Besides, it's not like you didn't have the money for this already. Don't blame me because you don't know how to spend responsibly.
You don't know what you're talking about at all. Ever since we got divorced, my standard of living has just plummeted. And it's all because you were the one who was making so much more money than I was. It's not my fault. I never even had to worry about money or how to spend it when you and I were still together.
Even if that was a valid excuse, how do you end up owing $30,000? Although, it is true that part of the reason why I left you was because you were always spending more money than we had, really.
Well, whatever, that's all in the past now. I've caught you up with what the situation is now. So now that you know that I can't pay off my taxes on my own, are you finally going to agree to pay them for me? I know that we're divorced, but we were husband and wife once, and that's gotta mean something, right? Don't you get that if this stuff doesn't get paid that I could be in serious trouble?
No, Sasha, I'm not going to be the one paying for your taxes, okay? Although in light of what you said, I'm not just going to leave you to drown either.
Well, in that case, why don't you just pay for my taxes then? That's the best way that you can help me, don't you get that?
And I just told you I'm not comfortable going that far. But I will give you some advice though. And that's to come down to the town hall right away, okay?
Ugh, you think I care about what kind of advice you have to give me? What's the point of any of this if you're not going to pay for what I'm asking you to do? And why in the world would I waste my time going down to the town hall?
Well, if you explain to the people there some of what you were telling me, you might be able to get a tax reduction. And that would mean that overall, you would be paying less taxes than you are now. I know that it's not the perfect situation, but it's certainly better than the situation you're in now.
No, that's stupid! I'm not going to embarrass myself by begging for mercy at the town hall.
Are you really sure that you have the luxury not to do so, though? I mean, if you don't have a way to pay this, then this is a good start to knock those numbers down.
But if I do that, then everyone is going to think that I'm poor or something. Besides, if they aren't going to agree to cancel everything, then what's the point?
The point is that you'll have to pay less of what you have to pay right now. But I am sticking by what I said, and I'm not going to pay this for you. So you can take my advice or not.
Wait, no, don't go. You're not going to leave me like this, right? I mean, you're not just going to abandon me, are you?
Nobody's abandoning anyone. But the fact of the matter is that you and I are divorced. I don't need to be there for you, and so I'm not abandoning you. I'm just going back to my life in hopes that you'll go back to yours.
But don't you think that that's just a little bit self-serving? I mean, how can you just pretend like we don't have anything to do with each other?
Aren't you already late on paying all of these off? That's on you, not me.
But then, just what are you suggesting that I do in this case? I mean, I can't just keep kicking this can down the road forever. But I won't be able to live if I try and scrounge up the money that I'll need to pay all of this.
Why are you even coming to me about this? Why not go ask your own parents for money instead? We're divorced and yet I'm still the guy that you come to when you want something? What's up with that?
You know that there's no way that I could tell my mom about any of this. I mean, if she finds out that I'm late on my taxes because of my debts, don't you realize that you'll ruin the whole image I've built for myself amongst my family?
I really don't think that's what's going to happen at all. I think maybe you're just a prideful person who doesn't want to admit a mistake. But I think that if you went to your family and people who will be willing to help you, you'll find that they would.
Well, that's the whole reason why I came to you in the first place. I thought that you would want to help me through this. Don't you realize how much trouble I'll be in if you don't do this for me?
I already gave you my answer and it's not going to change. So why don't you just swallow your pride and go to your parents? And if you're not going to do that, then at least leave me alone and out of all of this. Now goodbye.
Hello, Rick, are you there? I was wondering if you had a moment to talk right now.
Are you and I really going to have to go through this again? I thought that you would have learned your lesson last time. I really don't know what it is that you're after this time, but I'm going to tell you now that it's not going to work.
I'm very sorry, but I think that you might be just a little misinformed right now. You see, the thing is that this isn't Sasha, but I don't know how to get in contact with you, so I'm using Sasha's phone right now.
Oh, really? So you're not Sasha? Okay then, just who are you supposed to be in that case? And just what do you need from me if you don't even know what my number is?
This is Sasha's mother, actually. And I just wanted to let you know that my little girl collapsed yesterday because you wouldn't pay her taxes. She's in the hospital receiving treatment right now, but you should know that we're going to be sending the bill for all of this.
So Sasha fainted and had to be rushed to the hospital, all because I wasn't going to pay her taxes for her?
That's exactly right. I certainly hope that you're happy with yourself.
And this happened yesterday, is that right?
That's what I just told you, is it not?
I'm sorry, but I'm still really not following at all. What is it exactly that you want from me?
I want you to pay for what happened to my daughter after you abandoned her. She went to you for help and you didn't even offer it to her, and now this has happened. Well, as her mother, I just can't forgive you for this. I am going to make you pay every last penny that you have for what you did to my poor daughter.
I guess that I understand the situation. But the thing is that if you're really Sasha's mom, I wish you would have told me when we met before. If you did, then I never would have said any of that to begin with.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me you met up with my mom?
Sasha, you're not in any trouble at all.
What in the world are you talking about? I'm Sasha's mother, not Sasha.
Are you sure about that? Because you kind of already screwed up this whole little charade. And just what is this about you trying to get more money out of me? Did you really think this was going to work?
Well, you said that you weren't going to pay me anything at all. So I had to try to think of something to try and get you to pay. Besides, you're the bad guy here.
I'm sorry, but did you really ever think that something like this even had a chance of tricking me into falling for it? I knew that this was all fake from the very start. I mean, this is just getting too stupid, even for you.
But, I don't understand. What were you saying about meeting up with my mom before? Why in the world is my ex-husband meeting up with my mom when you two should have nothing to do with each other at all?
Well, if it'll make you finally get off my back, maybe I'll just tell you about it. I told your mom that you were coming to me, telling me that I had a duty to pay your taxes for you. And let me just say, I do not think that she took that news all that well.
You're kidding me. Did you really do that? Why in the world would you tell my mom about this?
Look, I know that you were already getting money from your parents. But when your mom found out that you were just trying to get more money from me as well, I think it was the last straw for her.
So that's why you went to go and tell her that I was asking you for money? You should have told me you were going to do this. What if my mom stopped sending me money because of what you've done? Why did you have to go and do this to me?
Well, I had to do something. You said so yourself that you weren't going to stop bothering me until I had to agree to give you that money. This was really the only thing I could do that I thought would finally make you stop.
Oh no, what am I supposed to do? I really relied on my parents sending me money. If I don't have them, how am I supposed to live?
I get that you're having some money problems, but I think that there's even more that you should be worried about.
What are you talking about? What could be more important to worry about than this?
About what I told her, right? I think she's actually going to have a talk with you right now.
Hold on a second. You mean that my mom is on her way to talk to me right now? Are you serious?
Well, like I said, it sounds like you have more pressing things to be worrying about than me. So I guess I'll just leave this here and let your mom handle the rest of it like she said she would. Have a nice life. After that, I heard from Sasha's mom and her husband that it would be best to cut Sasha off from any more money and encourage her to find her own way in life. Before doing that, however, in order to make sure they could keep a close eye on their daughter, they agreed to pay off her debts so long as she paid them back. Obviously, this isn't what Sasha wanted, but she didn't really have much other choice. Sasha took my advice to go to the town hall and negotiate a tax reduction, though she was saddled with the rest of the amount after her parents paid it off. I imagine the whole experience must have been quite embarrassing for someone with so much pride like Sasha, but I just hope that at least she is able to learn some kind of lesson. And to think if she had just gone to her parents with these problems and left me out of it, they might have helped out way more than they were already willing to. Either way, none of this is really my problem to deal with anymore, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters to me. I ended up blocking Sasha, and I hear that she is too busy working multiple jobs to meet her parents' strict repayment schedule.
Tom, where are you? Why haven't you done anything I asked you to do? I am so sick and tired of having to tell you to get things done.
Whoa, chill out, Serena. Why are you so mad? What the hell are you talking about anyway?
What am I talking about? About our wedding, of course. You haven't even looked at the list of venue candidates I gave you, and I told you we needed to decide now. You were the one who said having the wedding before summer was best. We don't have any time.
Oh, that. Go ahead and right? Do you think you can pay for it? You can choose whichever one you want.
How did I know this was going to happen? You know what? Forget it.
Please? In fact, Serena, I don't have any cash at all to spend on our wedding. Do you think you can handle the majority of it? friend said I'm not surprised she dumped you before I even finished giving him my side of the story. Why is my reputation so bad?
Tom, but when I do one day, I hope I find someone I love who also loves me back.
Hey, Ken. be hard times ahead, but it's the path I chose, and I plan on putting on a brave face and doing the best I can.
Hey, Robbie, your mom just messaged me. She asked if you want us all to go out for dinner on Saturday for Sunday. Which day do you think is best?
You mean this weekend?
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't do either. I'm busy this weekend.
Huh? Why? Do you have plans?
You'll never believe it, babe. My boss invited me out to play golf with him.
Oh, I see. Well, your mom did say either Saturday or Sunday is fine. Surely you're not golfing with your boss both days.
Yeah, I am. I swear it feels like all he talks about is golf these days. He's totally obsessed. He went around inviting all the guys at work, but no one else is really into it, so they all turned him down. I felt bad for him, and well, yeah, I ended up agreeing to go both days like the sucker I am.
Wow, he must be completely addicted if he's dragging you down there on both your days off. I wonder if he realizes he's keeping you away from your family.
Yeah, I think it's because he knows we don't have kids.
I get that people with kids probably wouldn't be crazy about the idea of spending all their days off golfing with the boss. But just because we have kids doesn't mean I don't want to spend time with you. Does he think about that when he's pestering you to go with him? I hope he's a little more considerate in the future.
You said it, babe. Don't worry, I told him this weekend was the only time I'd be able to hang out with him this month.
That's good. No worries, sweetie. I'll talk to your mom about rescheduling the dinner for next week.
Sorry, I feel bad now.
It's okay. If anything, I'm the one who should be worried about you. You seem to be at work all the time lately. Are things busier than usual there? To think you're now spending your days off with your boss too. Is everything okay? I hope you're not overdoing it, honey. You know we all have our limits, and there's no shame admitting you need some chill time.
It's cool, I'm fine. Actually, I guess I have been kinda exhausted lately. I hit the hay as soon as I get home these days. I'm out like a light the second my head hits the pillow.
It's no wonder you're tired with all the hours you've been working. You're out on the first train in the morning and home on the last train at night. I'm surprised you're still able to function on a schedule that hectic.
Sorry you get left to do all the housework, babe. I know we should be splitting it down the middle because we both work, but I just haven't had time lately.
It's fine, sweetie, don't worry. I can tell how busy you are. I know housework is the last thing you need on your plate right now. Oh yeah, did you want a lunch making for work tomorrow?
At lunch? Why?
Didn't you say you were eating store-bought junk for lunch and dinners most days? A healthy body is a healthy mind, honey, so there's only so much a person can take running on food like that. Will you let me make you a healthy lunch? I'd feel so much better if you were eating something healthy at least once a day.
It's fine, really. Besides, you have work too. You don't need to worry about me. Plus, won't making healthy lunches for me take ages?
I can have something ready to go in 30 minutes. Piece of cake.
But 30 minutes out of your morning is a lot. Why make life harder than it has to be? You already do enough for me. I don't eat junk food every day, I promise. Going to Peep Mark on my lunch break is part of my routine now. And it's not like it's all unhealthy there. Some of their sandwiches have lettuce in, you know. You know how it is, health foods are fashionable these days. They have whole sections for people trying to lose weight and keep fit. I even bought a salad and an apple last week.
I'm glad to hear you're at least conscious of this stuff. Doesn't store-bought stuff all the time get boring, though?
Nope, it's not like I eat the same thing every day. I go to the convenience store near the office. My culinary life is jam-packed with variety, I promise.
Really? Well, okay, in that case, I won't make you anything. But if you ever change your mind, just say the word and I'll rustle you something up.
Got it, I will. Thanks for thinking of me, babe. I appreciate you. I'm gonna do my best to get on top of everything at work so things finally calm down. Hopefully we can fit in some us time real soon.
Robbie, are you there? Where are you right now? Why aren't you home yet? It's 2 a.m. in the morning. Is everything okay? I'm so worried. I can't sleep. Please respond.
Sorry, I must have snoozed.
You were asleep? At work? Surely your office is closed at 2 a.m. in the morning.
No, I'm in an internet cafe.
An internet cafe? I was sure it must be something to do with work. Why are you in an internet cafe and why didn't you come home?
The boss asked me to stay for overtime, and I came while I was on my nighttime break. I brought with some snacks. I only plan on being here for like 30 minutes. I thought it might be nice to watch some videos on PeepTube, away from the crazy atmosphere of the office while I ate. It's just nice to get away from the place sometimes, you know? I swear I planned on being out within 30 minutes, but I must have fallen asleep.
Most net cafes work on an automatic extension system, right?
Right. That's why no one woke me up.
I see. Yeah, that was a relief. I was so worried about you. You always seem kind of gloomy whenever I see you at home lately. I couldn't help but wonder if something was wrong.
Huh? Wait, what? I seem gloomy?
Yeah, you never eat with me either. You're almost never home. It was the same when we went for dinner with your mom recently, too. No sooner had you taken the last bite of your hamburger than you were up and out of the restaurant like a hurricane. Your mom just looked at me with this blank expression and said that was weird. Something has to be up when even your mom is saying stuff.
Oh, that. I got invited out by my friend that day. I was in a rush is all. Nothing weird, babe, honest.
How do you have time for all these social appointments when you're so busy with work? You probably fell asleep because you don't even give your body a chance to rest on your days off. Tiredness is bound to catch up with you when you're constantly running around like a headless chicken.
Maybe you're right.
You must feel so stiff after falling asleep in an internet cafe. Sit tight, honey. I'm gonna come pick you up in the car. We'll get you home in a jiffy and you can get a good night's sleep.
No, it's fine. You really don't have to do that.
Huh? But the trains aren't running anymore. It's 2 a.m.
I know that, but I don't want to make you drive at this time. I'm here now, so I think I'm going to browse PeepTube a little while longer.
You do have work tomorrow, right?
Sure, but it's fine. I'll just go straight from the net cafe. They have showers.
What about changing your clothes? It's the middle of summer, Robbie. You must have been sweating buckets today. You're gonna stink the place out if you go to the office like that tomorrow. I really think you should at least come and get changed.
It's cool. I'll get a new pair of underpants from the store. There are showers here, so I won't smell. I promise. Just relax. You have work tomorrow too, babe. You should hurry up and sleep.
But Robbie...
Don't worry about me.
Do you promise me everything's okay? You're not in any trouble, are you?
I'm fine. Jeez, Viv, what's the problem? It's not like I do this all the time. So what if I want to spend some time by myself sometimes?
That's totally fine with me. I don't know, Robbie. Something just seems different about you lately.
God damn it, woman, you're like a broken record. How many times do I gotta say I'm fine? F-I-N-E.
I really wish you wouldn't speak to me like that. I only say these things because I'm concerned about you.
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm totally normal. You're the weird one. You say all this weird crap about me being gloomy or acting strange. How do you think that makes me feel when you grill me like this? Have you even considered that?
I'm sorry. I never meant to upset you. I'm just worried.
Well, give it a freaking rest already. Who are you, my mom? You're always bugging me with crap like, are you eating properly? Do you need a change of clothes? You're gonna start banning me from eating candy next? You're such a heckin' pain in my backside!
Fine, say no more. I'll keep my mouth shut from now on.
God, what a relief. I never thought I'd live to see the day. I don't have time to play your games, I'm busy. Viv, I'm sorry.
Huh? Why? Did something happen?
I won't be coming home for a little while.
Why not?
I never told you this, but my health hasn't been great for some time now. I went to the hospital and I got a diagnosis. I'm not well.
Really?
Really, listen, babe, the truth is... I only have half a year left to live. I don't want to burden you. I think we should get a divorce.
You have a year left to live? Divorce? Are you serious?
Yes, I have terminal cancer. The sooner you forget about me, the better. All I want is for you to be happy. I'm so sorry for how selfish I've been.
It's cool, don't sweat it. I'm taking all of your assets. Now get the hell out of this house. Or rather, come and get your stuff as soon as you can, then disappear forever. I'm sure it won't be easy since you're ill, but good luck. Don't worry, I'll at least go to your funeral.
Huh? Wait, you're taking my assets?
Sure, let's face it. You won't need any of them if you're going to be dead in 6 months. We have to put my name on the deed of the house, too. Oh man, I just have so much to do.
That's all you have to say? I just told you I'm terminally ill, you psycho! I just told you I'm gonna die soon and you're talking about money in the house? Have you no heart? How could you?
You're the one who said we're getting a divorce because you didn't want to burn me. Were you hoping I'd break down in tears and beg you not to change your mind? No, it's not like that at all. Actually, scratch that. On second thought, if I'm gonna take all your assets, it's better that we don't divorce. You only have half a year left. Would it really kill you to wait? Forgive me, that was cruel.
But I'd rather we got a divorce.
It's cool. It's only 6 months. It'll fly by before you know it. I'll look after you while you get ready to depart the mortal realm.
I don't want you to see me grow weak and frail. I couldn't bear to have you look after me. To see me in that state, I'd feel so pathetic, so guilty.
Fine, have your way. Don't think I'll visit you in the hospital if you're being like this, though. I'll go to the funeral and that's it. That okay with you?
Well, I was kinda hoping you wouldn't come to my funeral either.
What's the problem? It's not like I'd see you. You'll be in a coffin, right? What were you planning on doing with your assets when you kicked the bucket?
Well, I was gonna give everything to my parents and, some friends and relatives.
We've been together 3 years, Robbie. I'm your wife. Don't you plan on leaving me even a little bit of money? Is that how little I mean to you? It's not gonna be easy getting by on my own, you know.
You do know that if we divorce, you get half my stuff, right? Why are you so opposed to the idea?
I'm not stupid. I know that only applies to our shared assets.
I guess.
Are you really clinging on to this so desperately to your material possessions when you barely have 5 minutes left to live?
I have a whole 6 months. They'll be so insensitive. Besides, chemotherapy doesn't exactly come cheap.
Can't you scrape by somehow or other these last 6 months on your own personal savings?
Look, just because the doctor said I have 6 months left to live, doesn't mean I'm suddenly gonna die exactly 6 months from today. Sometimes people live a few months longer than expected, sometimes years. There's no predicting the future, and I'm not about to make any reckless decisions I could live to regret. I read about one guy who lived a whole 3 years when the doctors told him he had a few months.
That's all the more reason for us not to divorce if you ask me. We have no idea how much this is all going to cost you.
But I don't want to rely on you financially, babe. I feel pathetic enough as it is. Please, just let me keep hold of my pride. It's all I have left.
I don't see any benefit in divorcing. If you wanted to divorce because you hate me all of a sudden, then that would be one thing. Or like, if you met someone else or something. Wait, is that it?
No way! That's not it, I swear!
Then I'm sorry, Robbie, but I just don't understand. If you really didn't want to burden me, then you wouldn't go springing divorce on me after telling me you had terminal cancer.
You're right, let's just forget this conversation ever happened. I think I might be more sensitive than usual because the stress of it all is just too much to handle. I said some things I shouldn't.
You mean the divorce is off?
Yeah, I guess I can rethink things.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. Right then, it's settled. We're not getting a divorce. Will you be coming home today?
Yeah, I will. I want to take some time alone to calm down, though. I feel like I'm losing my head. I need to rethink my behavior.
Got it. I'm gonna lock the front door now. It's getting late. Message me when you're back, okay?
Viv, you got a minute? I have some good news to tell you.
Nice timing. I was just about to message you with some news of my own. Mind if I call you?
Sorry, I'm supposed to be on my lunch break, but I'm still in the office. Can we do it over a message?
Sure. Okay, well, why don't you go first?
It's about my illness. I got a call from the hospital this morning. They found out it was a false diagnosis.
A false diagnosis? So you're not terminally ill with 6 months left to live?
That's right. Almost makes you want to burst out laughing, right? Well, that and a mixture of anger. Like, seriously? They couldn't have dotted their I's and crossed their T's a little bit better than that? I think I should get a payout for all the stress it caused me. Basically, I'm totally fine. The truth is, I couldn't be healthier. We have nothing to worry about anymore.
Wow, that's great, Robbie. You didn't have to tell me, though. I already knew.
Huh? You knew? How?
That you weren't sick. There was no cancer, no false diagnosis, nothing. It was all a big fat pack of lies from the very beginning.
What the heck are you talking about?
It was all just some moronic plan to break up with me.
No, it's true I'm not sick, but the doctors really did tell me I only had 6 months left to live.
Yeah, whatever. We can go with that if you like.
What the hell's with your attitude all of a sudden? You know what? Screw it. I might be totally fine, but I want a divorce.
Oh, wow, you do? Why is that?
You were just as horrible to me back when I told you I was dying. You did nothing but make fun of me. It's like it was all one big joke to you. I just told you that I had terminal cancer, but all you did was talk about materialistic crap like my assets, the house, and money. I've seen your true colors now, woman, and they can't be unseen. I can't take this toxic attitude of yours anymore. I might not be terminally ill, but I'll end up in an early grave if I spend any longer with you.
Is it any wonder if I'm being like this after finding out you've lied to me about having cancer? You're sick in the head. Unlike you, I'm being honest. Go on. You were hoping I'd break down in tears, weren't you? You must have been so disappointed when I saw right through your lies.
I wasn't lying. I don't lie. That's not the man I am.
Okay, prove you're at the hospital. You don't get a terminal diagnosis without having some kind of documentation. Receipts, diagnosis certificates, appointment letters, anything will do. I'm not picky.
I don't have anything left. I tossed it all in the trash because of all the bad memories attached to it.
Okay, fine, let's go with that. Must have been a pretty big hospital if they gave you a terminal diagnosis, right? They usually send a bunch of follow-up stuff, but in your case, I imagine you should get some kind of apology letter. I'll keep my eye out on the postbox.
Forget that bullshit. I want a divorce.
What? That was sudden. You were quick to anger.
Life married to you is a fate worse than hell. I'm sick and tired of it, and I want out. I feel like you try to find fault with everything I say.
You're not wrong. I'm doing it on purpose.
I never knew you were this much of a spiteful lowlife. You've made me sick. I should be happy because I just found out I'm not dying. But I feel sad now because of you.
I get it. You fake terminal cancer divorce plot failed. So now you're flipping out at me. You couldn't write this stuff. If you're that desperate to divorce me, let's just get it over with. You will be paying me compensation, though.
Huh? Compensation? Why would I have to pay you compensation?
Because you're cheating on me.
What? I'm not cheating. No way. I wouldn't do that. That's not the man I am. What are you talking about? This makes zero sense.
I know everything, Robbie. You can stop lying to me now. Go on. It might actually feel good to tell the truth for once. Abby, the 28-year-old waitress from the Italian restaurant near your company building. Her family runs a restaurant, and she's been working there part-time for years. Her parents were furious when they found out what their daughter was up to. And not just with her. You turned their precious daughter into damaged goods by wrecking her reputation.
What the? Wait a sec, how in the holy Jesus balls did you know all this stuff? How? This makes less than zero sense. Yeah, that's right, minus sense. That's what this makes. Explain.
Because I headed over to the restaurant to speak to her. I arrived just before she went off for her lunch break. She told me everything.
Who the hell do you think you are getting involved in my private life like that? God, what have you done? I really liked Abby. She said I was her special chocolate love muffin. You idiot! Me and her were going places before you stuck your freaking nose in.
Phew. Looks like the lies finally stopped. I thought I'd never see the day.
Damn it!
You lied about everything so I wouldn't hate you, and more importantly, so I wouldn't demand compensation. You did everything you possibly could to get out of this marriage without looking like the bad guy. You really are a grade A moron.
Why didn't you just say from the start if you knew?
I needed some time to think, and plus I figured the longer I let you expose yourself as a slimeball you really are, the better.
Abby won't be able to cope without me. Her dad's a master chef, but her cooking sucks balls. She can be clumsy, and he's constantly yelling at her for something or other. That said, she's so bubbly and cheerful, she lights up any room the second she walks in with her big radiant smile. She's kind, caring, and to tell you the truth, she makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
I see.
But you, Viv, you'd be absolutely fine on your own. You're confident and independent. You work a full-time job with a decent salary. You can do housework and generally take care of yourself. You don't need me around one bit.
Just because I'd be capable of making it on my own if we split up doesn't mean I wouldn't be hurt.
Oh, come on, babe. Don't be dramatic. I bet you'd be over me in a week. And yet you insist on clinging to me like a goddamn rash. Why are you so intent on destroying my happiness?
The only one who destroyed your happiness is you. Why do you think I can cook? You think I came out of the womb with a frying pan in my hand? The only reason I got good is because you used to nag and complain at me when your food wasn't up to scratch. To be honest, I never really enjoyed it. I just did it to make you happy. And don't even get me started on the housework. I wanted you to have a nice clean house to come back to after work, so I went out of my way into a regular housework routine.
I never asked you to do that.
Maybe not directly, but you damn sure let me know when things weren't up to standard, didn't you? Anyway, whatever. I should be thanking you. You're making me hate you so much that I probably will forget about you quickly.
That's great. I'm pleased it's finally looking like we're going to be able to go our separate ways without any drama. I've been wanting to give Abby the wedding of her dreams for a long time now. She's going to be over the moon when I finally pop the question. Now we can be together for real.
What are you talking about? You two are not getting married.
We promised each other we're going to get engaged.
Oh yeah, that's weird, cause she says there's no way she's marrying you. You seem to be forgetting the minor detail of you not telling her you were already married. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but lies of that magnitude tend to make people change their opinions of you. She was so shocked, she fainted.
What?
She didn't know she was dating a cheating scumbag. She broke down in tears when she found out she'd been playing an active role in destroying a marriage. You're right, she seems like a nice girl. At least she has a sense of basic right and wrong, unlike some people. She says she never wants to see you again.
No way, you have to be lying. What the hell? She isn't answering my calls. She must be busy on her lunch break or something.
Nope, she took some time off work. You broke her heart, Robbie. Abby and her parents were all in agreement. She was in no state to be going to work.
Oh my god, are you serious? Is she really breaking up with me?
Duh. She promised me it was over between you two. Her dad said if you ever showed up at their restaurant again, he's gonna kick the crap out of you and toss you down the front steps head first.
Oh my god, no! Stop this! You have to undo what you did, please! Don't tell her it was all lies, I'm begging you! You can have as much compensation as you want. Just name your price, I'm begging you, Viv!
You for real? You must be even more deluded than I thought. You can't seriously think I'd do that.
Please, Abby's all I have left. I'm begging you! I'll do anything, I swear. What do you want, money? A car, a holiday? Just name it and it's yours.
There is something I want you to do for me, actually. I want you to sign the divorce papers and pay me my compensation.
I'll pay up, I swear. Please, I'm begging you. Just tell Abby you lied about us being married.
Why would I do favors for the lying scumbag who cheated on me? Do you have any idea how much pain and suffering you've put me through? Do you have any idea how much it hurt to find out the man I love was lying to me and seeing someone else behind my back? It was pure mental torment. My mind was constantly plagued with thoughts like, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong to deserve this? What do I have to do to make things right? But then I realized my doubts were aimed in the wrong direction. You're the one who's at fault, and you're the one who's gonna pay. I'm so sick and tired of hearing your lies. I'm actually pleased now. My mind is clear and I feel nothing but gratitude that it's finally all gonna be over soon. Don't try and turn me into a liar too.
I'm sorry. There, look, I apologize. So won't you please help me out? Just one last time for old time's sake? You could take all my assets for all I care.
I'm gonna take all your assets as part of the compensation anyway, so forget your bribes. I'd sooner stick pins in my eyes than help you for 1 millisecond. We'll be continuing this discussion through our lawyers. Goodbye.
Please, wait! Surely we don't need lawyers to have a conversation. Just hold on, I'm begging you. I'm so sorry, Viv. You didn't do anything wrong ever. It was all me. I'm the bad guy here, all me. I did this for you. I know now the way I went about it. I was wrong, but the only reason I did it was because I wanted to get a divorce without hurting you. I figured if I told a little white lie or two, I could soften the blow.
So, pretending to have cancer is a little white lie now? Don't make me laugh. You were only thinking about yourself, just like always. You can have your divorce now. I know what a selfish lowlife you are. Now, stop messaging me. I'm busy. The naive, gullible Viv who didn't realize what a deceptive, lying piece of trash you are is gone, and she's never coming back. After that, I divorced my husband. I was awarded all of his assets and a huge amount of compensation for the affair. We still hadn't paid off the mortgage on the house, so I'm letting him stay there. The place is full of bad memories for me now, so I wouldn't want to stay even if I could. Obviously, I reclaimed everything I'd ever paid into. I'm sitting on a nice pile of cash now. I have no idea what I'll spend it on, but I'm thinking of treating myself to something nice. I heard Robbie showed up at Abby's family restaurant countless times after the events of today's saga. Naturally, her dad didn't take too kindly to the scumbag who lied to his daughter, inviting himself inside his restaurant. And he was seen chasing my ex-husband down the street with a baguette while yelling expletives on multiple occasions. Eventually, the police were called. Between that and the fact that Abby told him very clearly she never wanted to see him again for as long as she lives, he had no choice but to give up. Unable to bear the shock, and now a mentally crippled, chronically depressed mess, Robbie quit his job and is now living on his own in our old house while paying off the remainder of the mortgage. I don't know what's going to happen to him from here on out, but since his entire family disowned him out of sheer disgust for his actions, something tells me his future is going to be a lonely one. He can wallow in the pain of regret for what he did for the rest of his life for all I care. He has no one left now, and that's the way it should be. You don't get to lie about having cancer and get away with it. What goes around comes around. I bought myself a nice new apartment with my compensation money after the divorce. Back when I thought my husband was acting strange and decided to do some digging. My days were filled with nothing but hopelessness and despair, and honestly, I didn't even feel like I was alive. To tell you the truth, it didn't get better straight away after the divorce either. It took me a few months before I really started to get over the shock of what he did to me. But this whole thing has made me realize how blessed I am to be surrounded by such an amazing support network of family and friends. And thanks to them, I feel like I'm finally coming back to my old self. Life's full of up and downs, and it's always darkest before the dawn. I know I've had my fair share of downs, but that just means the ups must be just around the corner. Wearing the lessons of the past as armor, I'm going to carry on attacking life with everything I have to build a future full of happiness.